On this episode of the Massive Agent Podcast, we're going to talk about doing local events, what you need to know, what is important, what isn't important, the misconceptions, and what you should be focusing on to have successful local events. And we're learning it all from special guest Neil Mathweg.
The Massive Agent Podcast, with lead generation tips and strategies to get you more leads and sell more homes.
I love to buy houses. I like to sell houses.
It takes brass balls to sell real estate.
Wait a minute.
The leads are weak. You're weak.
I've had better.
Oh, have I got your attention now?
Here's your host, Dustin Brohm.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 83 of the Massive Agent Podcast. Hope you've had a great week so far. Today, we have a great show with Neil Mathweg, host of the Agent Rise podcast. I almost called it the Agent Juice or the Onion Rise because it used to be called the Onion Juice podcast, but it is now the Agent Rise podcast. So if you remember Onion Juice, then you know Neil Mathweg. And crazy enough, Neil is actually the first two-time guest on the show. So congrats, Neil. You deserve it. So we're going to be talking about local events, and there's so many different things we could talk about. I think you'll be surprised at the simplicity that we focus on. If you are new to the show, welcome. My name is Dustin Brohm, your host. I am an agent in Salt Lake City, Utah with eXp Realty, and I am a national speaker, trainer, and real estate marketing coach. At the time I'm recording this, I'm just getting ready to fly off to Inman, Vegas, Inman Connect, Las Vegas, and when this show is released, I will have spoken 2 days prior. So, but I'll still be in Vegas for Inman. So if you hear this on Thursday, hit me up if you're still in Vegas and would love to say hi. I'm also the host of another podcast and video show called Industry Connected that you could listen to wherever you're listening to this. It's more for agents and loan officers, and it's about the industry and real estate and marketing news. Different than this show, but still awesome and relevant for agents and LOs. I am the co-founder of the Industry Syndicate, and this show is a proud founding member of the Industry Syndicate and a founder of the Massive Agent Society. I will mention a little bit more at the end. Actually, maybe not. I'll just give you the quick summary now. So the Massive Agent Society, our members get access to our database of proven Facebook ads that you can copy and paste, run them yourself, and then we give you the support afterwards to make tweaks and troubleshoot and make them perform better for the long term. Only one agent per market is allowed, so to see if your market is still available, please go to massiveagentsociety.com and check it out. If you're looking for the cheapest access, the best value, make sure you look at our annual and lifetime options. You get far and away the best deal and the best value there. I want to quickly thank our sponsor, Postcard Mania. I love these guys. They take so much of the stuff that we talk about all the time and bundle it together and do it for you. It's a turnkey campaign bundle solution. Everything's done for you. They bring online and offline marketing together without adding a bunch onto your plate. They take stuff off your plate. So they combine direct mail with Google ads, Facebook ads, retargeting, all in one program, and you can monitor campaign performance. They have an online dashboard with analytics and everything. You wouldn't think so from a postcard company, but these guys are not your standard postcard company. They are giving Massive Agent listeners 25% off the Everywhere Small Business Bundle. So to get that and take advantage and find out more about that to see if that fits your business, go to massiveagentpodcast.com/postcardmania. All right, jumping into the show, Neil Mathweg's with us. He is, you'll hear me affectionately refer to him as the godfather of the Snap Pack. Back on his Onion Juice podcast at the time, it was like episode 20 or 30 or something. Like back in the day, this was like 4 years ago, I don't know. I'm a realtor, I can't do math. But he had a few of us on who were using Snapchat, and the term the Snap Pack was coined, and ever since then it led to the Snap Pack Real Estate Marketing Facebook group. And if you're not a member of that and you're an agent, you really should be a member of that. It's just a great group of like-minded agents. Or if you're looking for another Facebook group that does not have all the drama and the high and mighty bullshit that 9 out of 10 other industry groups do, you should be joining the Snap Pack. So let's bring Neil on, and I mean, this guy does so many local events for his I Love Madison brand, for his real estate company. He he's doing one that you'll hear about in October that I'm going to be speaking at, actually. So he is, when I'm thinking, okay, what haven't I talked about on the show? And events was one of them, being that I'm going to Inman this week, or when you're listening to this, I'm at Inman, and Neil's doing one in October. There's no one better to talk about local events. So this could open your eyes to some new ways of getting business, growing your brand, but just know going into it, it's not a quick fix. It's not a quick fix. It's going to take a little bit of work, but this will focus you on doing specific things long enough to win. I think you'll be surprised it's not going to take as long as you might think. What's up, guys? I'm here today with Neil Mathweg, as I affectionately call the Godfather of the Snap Pack. He is the host of the Agent Rise podcast and founder of the Agent Rise coaching program, and he just released a few days ago episode 200 of his Agent Rise podcast, which is incredible. If you guys, maybe you know it by its former name, the Onion Juice podcast. I've been a guest a few times on his show. I've had that honor. And Neil, you, my friend, have the honor of being the first repeat guest on the Massive Agent podcast. Welcome.
That's big. That is big. And I can't believe Frazier didn't get that before me.
Well, see, I want the show to actually do well and to grow and not go down in flames. So there's some strategy.
That's right.
Into why he hasn't been.
That's great.
Yeah. So anyways, about Frazier and what a terrible human being he is. Let's just start with that.
There you go. I'm still laughing about the Agent 21 or 2061 photo that was on the Snap Pack. That just cracked me up.
Oh, with the Face app.
Yeah. You guys are looking great.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, it's so funny because when I did the Face app of my my profile photo, the one that I have everywhere of me, looking all cool sitting on a bench.
Yeah.
Or when you make the background transparent, it's like I'm squatting in the air. It's very interesting. And Housing Wire actually published that for a minute. It looked like me just squatting and pooping all down their article. So they changed it naturally. Anyways, so I used the Face app on my profile photo, and people kept saying I looked like Kevin Costner.
Nice.
And I'd never heard that before. My wife saw it. She's like, "Oh my God, yeah, you look like Kevin Costner." I'll take it. He's a handsome dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you could age into that, you'd be all right.
Yeah. Neil, man, thank you so much for being on the show. And the reason I wanted to have you on today, first off, kudos for episode 200. This is episode 83. It takes insane commitment and consistency. And I know, because this happens to me, you have those days, you have those weeks where you just do not want to deal with it. You're like, oh, I just don't want to freaking do it.
Yeah.
But you do it anyways, consistently. And so congratulations on that. That's definitely a testament to you and your work ethic and determination. And, I know why you do the show. And so I think it's awesome that you keep putting out such great content for our industry. I wanted to have you on to talk about doing local events, talk about how agents and loan officers can be doing local events themselves and how to put it on, how to organize it, what to focus on, what is important, what isn't important. So how can the average real estate agent or loan officer start organizing their own local events to grow their business, to get more buyers, to get more sellers, or just take care of their clients? What are you seeing that's working, and what are some of the first steps that someone should take if they want to explore doing their own event?
Yeah, I think the first thing, and this is going to be your first takeaway, that you should go implement right away, and that is meetups. And we started I Love Madison meetup. Our team name is I Love Madison Home Team. We have the I Love Madison show, and then based off of that, we started the I Love Madison meetups. And we've got another one this Thursday. We've got over 100 people RSVP'd for it. We do it at the AC Hotel, the same hotel that we're going to be doing the Agent Rise Summit at. And we do it on the first floor, and it's free. Come, anybody can come. There is no agenda. It is just cool people hanging out. It is we have a grocery store, Metcalf's Market, that sponsors us, and they lay out this amazing food spread. And then we have, and you don't need food. We did our first one without, but now we've got the sponsorship with Metcalf's. They lay out a nice food spread. And then it's a cash bar. And we just, it's from 5 to 8, and we'll have over 100 people show up. We do a toast at 6, and then we do a photo after the toast. So we do a big group photo of everyone. And then, and it's just, there's no agenda. And it's just cool people hanging out. We meet tons of people, and it works. It's so easy to set up. And for so long, I complicated it where I was trying to do too much. And somebody, a friend of mine just said, you're being an idiot. Like you're making this more difficult than it needs to be. Just call a place, set it up, advertise it, and see who shows up. And the first one we had 30, the second one we had 60, and now we're up over 100. And again, it's no cost to me. And I put it in my newsletter. I put it in on Facebook. We do a vlog for it, so we advertise it afterwards, and that helps us fill it up for the next time. But we just keep it super simple, and that's the first takeaway right there.
I love that, because I feel like this feeling that so much of us have. And we see it with open houses. You feel like you have to have this big spread, like Thanksgiving dinner is waiting for people when they step into your open house. But usually just cookies, bottled water, something simple. So I like that you're giving people permission right now to not pay for food, to not have this big catered thing, to not have $1,000 expense just to do your first event. Yeah. So that's big.
Yep. And how we promote it too is we say that, one of our goals as real estate agents is to help people live their best life in Madison. It starts with their home, but it goes way beyond that. And so in today's world, we're the most connected online. We're the most connected we've ever been, and because of online, but we are the least connected in human race, right? And so we're connected online, but we have a hard time getting connected offline. And this does that. This brings people together with no agenda. It's not a business networking event. We have people that have come looking for love. We've had people that are coming and looking for business. We even had a homeless man join us last time, and I thought it was the best thing ever. He got in the middle of the photo. It was great. And it was like anybody can come, and you never know what's going to happen when you do that. And I know relationships beyond relationships are happening all because of us starting this meetup.
And so when you're first promoting it, how are you promoting it? Like, what's the draw to get people to come? I mean, because not everyone is as is such a big personality, like the godfather of the snap pack, like you are now.
Yeah. It really just starts with storytelling. It starts with doing a Facebook post that says, I have an idea. Would anybody else come to this if I started it? And if you get 10 people that say, yeah, I'd be there, you start with those 10 people. And then you go to LinkedIn. You do the same thing on LinkedIn. Then you talk about it in your Instagram stories. You talk about it on every social media platform that you can talk about it on. Then when you get the tribe that says, yes, I would do this if you did it, then you do it, right? And then you put the post out there that says, hey, this next Thursday, we're doing our first meetup. Everybody wants to join. I had 8 of you say that you want to come. Here you go. 8, we're going to do this. Let's see what happens. And then you get those 8 people or those 10 people, whoever said yes, you get them to share it. You get them to promote it. You get them to be involved. And then you grow it from there. So all you have to do is storytell. You just have to say, I have an idea because I feel like you got to have your why. Your why, your aha moment type thing is that we're the most connected we've ever been online, but we're not connected. People are lonely out there. And so I want to do something about that. I love this city and I love getting people together. And so we're going to do our first meetup. Who's in?
I like that approach because I know what that's like. When we first did the Park City Mastermind, the real estate marketing mastermind a few years ago, the big thing was meeting people in person that you've built a relationship with online and we're friends with online. Let's go do it in person. And that brought everyone across the country to Park City. And you're doing basically the same thing locally. So it sounds like you, rather than doing like a first-time homebuyer seminar or trying to advertise to people that don't know you, you recommend, at least in the beginning, just do meetups of people that you already know that are already part of your sphere. Just get them in person in one central location and have fun, right?
Yes. Yep. And I think from there, you know, like if we were to talk about the first-time homebuyer seminars, right? Let's just go there for a second. To me, that is something that should just be done online. People don't like to get together, especially to get together to talk about home buying. And so, to me, it's like you could do those in person, you could do those online, but you could also just form a group, a first-time home buying group that would have all of that same information inside of that group. And so like I try to keep the real estate out of it. I just try to bring so that there's not an agenda. And the people that come to the meetup, what I hear so much is they love how laid back it is. They love how there's no agenda. They love how they can show up at any time and they're going to have a great conversation with somebody. And they love that they never know what to expect. They never know who's going to be there. But they just feel comfortable showing up. And so that sense of offering how comfortable it is with no agenda and being laid back is the draw. And so removing that draw, you're going to get 3 people to show up to your home buyer webinar, right? Or your home buyer seminar, right? And so I want to remove, it goes back to that whole cheese and whiskers concept, right? So, you know,
what?
Cheese and whiskers concept. So
you make it sound like everyone knows the cheese and whiskers concept. I do not.
The cheese and whiskers concept.
No, but I'm about to get edumacated, so I'm excited about this.
So consumers are just like mice. They do one of 2 things all day. Mice either look for cheese or they run from whiskers of a cat. And consumers are the same way. They're looking for cheese. They're looking for value. They're looking for a place that's comfortable. They're looking for a place to belong. They want to be there. But as soon as there's a sales pitch that goes with it, they go the other way. So the sales pitch is the whiskers, right? And so bringing people together is you have to remove all of the whiskers and you have to provide nothing but cheese for them. And we do provide here in Wisconsin, we do provide amazing cheese. And so it
naturally,
right. It draws people in. And if you can remove the sales pitch, that's what forms the community. And I'm telling you, man, I added 200 new people to my database last year, all from the I Love Madison meetups. So awesome. It's like the number of people that I'm meeting in my community and where it's taking me and the opportunities it's giving me is phenomenal. As far as sales go, like what is this driving to our bottom line? Not much yet. We're working with a few buyers that we've met from the meetups and stuff like that. But I know that this is just the beginning. It's going to take time. Last year we didn't sell any houses from it. I think this year we'll sell 3 to 5. Next year, I bet you 5 to 10. And from there, I think it'll be 15 to 20 a year. If we keep doing what we're doing and the relationships that we're building.
That sounds right to me. And what I love about what you're saying and how you recommend people set this up and how to promote it, it's the same thing that I talk about all the time till I'm blue in the face. Stop freaking talking about real estate all the time. Start talking about the community. Just be a human being, show your personality, be the local expert by showing off the community and cool stuff going on within it. And naturally people know that you are a real estate agent, and when they are ready, they'll hire you or they'll recommend you to someone else that they know who is ready. Yep. And that's how you get a much wider network and people actually being interested. So I love that. It's just you're doing everything we talk about with, becoming a media company that happens to sell real estate. The same concept behind that, you're just doing it locally with an event where you don't make it about Neil the Realtor and, come meet Neil the Realtor where I'm going to have my lender passing out flyers to everybody. You're just like, hey, let's, come meet some other like-minded people within the community and let's have fun.
Yep, that's it. And then we document it. We got the video cameras rolling the whole time, and we're documenting it. We put a vlog together, and we promote, the vlog, we promote the photo that we take. So right after the meetup, we post the photo and tag everybody that was in it, and then that kind of helps spread the social word, and then conversation gets going, like, oh, love talking with you last night, or whatever else gets the comments going, and then we just rinse and repeat, and we do it again. 2-3 months later, we're going to get more. We're going to up the frequency with it now, where we were a little afraid to up the frequency before because we didn't want it to become, I guess, too frequent. so we wanted to keep it like probably every 3 months, and now we're going to go every other month, or maybe even every month, and have it like the third Thursday of every month.
See, by being consistent with it like that, and you make it fun, and I love how you have the photos and the video, and you make that fun. People love sharing photos and videos that they are in when they're at events, like at weddings, at parties, at whatever, like photo booth stuff. People love sharing that, and it promotes the event, and it when people start sharing it, then they it gives the perception that, hey, there's fun going on here. So then the next time you do it, more people want to join, and it snowballs. I assume you're right there where you're feeling that snowball effect happen. Are you trying to switch it up at all so each one's different, or are you just still laser focused on just come meet cool people?
Yeah, just come meet cool people, and it's really staying true to why we started it, right? Like staying true to that, and letting it's so cool to see now where when we put the announcement out that the next meetup is coming, how others will tag others in it. Like, hey, I went to this last time, it was great. John, I think you'd love this as well. And they start tagging people in the posts. And we are at capacity every time. Like the tickets just go flying, and we sell out. And then we got to have a waiting list of RSVPs. So we always just tell people to come anyways, because it just works that way. But it's like it's so it just keeps growing, and it just keeps becoming, because we're true to it, right? And we can't. We just don't want to ruin it at this point,
For sure.
Keep it going.
I like that. And then it's easier to keep doing when you don't have to keep doing extra work and create new stuff, like new promotional materials, and you're keeping it simple, which not only like helps it grow and people want to look, if you've done something that's fun and then you do something completely different, it's harder to get people to want to come because they wanted to go to the one that was fun, that they already know is fun. So
right.
Yeah, I love that. What are you doing to promote when you're doing one of these? I know you said you do a post just to gauge interest. What else do you do specifically, some tactics to promote these events?
It's really, we do one video. Caleb and I go to the AC Hotel. Caleb's my co-host of the Isla Madison show, and we just record a video kind of in selfie mode and kind of in vlog format, just saying, hey, the next meetup's happening July 25th, 5 to 8, and we're, again, right here at the AC Hotel, and we do some B-roll of the AC Hotel, and, the link is below to sign up. It's a 1 minute, 1:30 video, something like that. We post that on our Facebook page, on all of the different pages. We will create a Facebook ad or Facebook event. We'll also create an Everbright event, and that's what we use for the RSVPs for the tickets. And then we do a lot on LinkedIn. Just kind of repurpose everything for LinkedIn. We have a really good LinkedIn following going here. And so a lot of the community that comes from LinkedIn. I would say probably 60% of the people come from LinkedIn. I don't know that for sure, but just knowing my followers on LinkedIn and those that RSVP, I'd say it's around 60%. In fact, the first one that we ever did, we didn't even advertise it on Facebook. We did it all on LinkedIn. And then afterwards, we're like, why did we do that? Why are we promoting this on Facebook? But now, now we do it on both. And then the other thing that happens too is when we do that video, when we do the vlog video from the event, that will get so many people that will say, hey, I want to know about the next one. And so then we created an email list, and now we've got a growing email list that we send out emails to, and announce the next meetup. And then we have an email campaign, 3 or 4 email drip campaign to go to those people.
Cool. For someone who's never done an event, what are some of those misconceptions that hold people back from doing them? And what's important that they know that you haven't already mentioned, and what isn't important that you haven't already mentioned?
So I think with this meetups right here, you notice that it's laid back, it's easy, there's no money involved, it's really simple. But if you're going to do client events, and I think that's what the listener might be thinking here too, is like the meetup is one idea, but how do I do client events? Because I hear that client events works well for a business, and in my coaching program, it's step number 7 in building the business is to we do Sphere of Influence 2.0, and in that we talk about doing client events. And I strongly encourage my students to do 4 client events a year. And with that, the 2 biggest fears that come from doing client events is that nobody's going to show up and that it's going to cost me too much money. And so we always have that fear whenever we do a client event. And the way to overcome that is to partner with others and to co-op your event. And the company that I was the CEO of for the last 4 years, before I got back into sales and started the I Love Madison home team and the Neil Mathweg coaching company, was that we formed this co-op between other agents in the company. And at one time we had 12 other agents that were all doing a big summer event together. We called it Summer Jam. And so that model works so well. And if you're in a company that is active and you have other agents in your company that you could go to and say, hey, let's put on a summer party together, all of our first event ever, and let's all invite our clients and let's all share the cost, then you're knocking down both of those dominoes, right? You're co-oping, you're going to divide the expenses, and you're co-oping. And if your 5 people show up and the 3 other agents that you're co-oping all have 5 or 10 people show up, now you've got 15 to 50 people, right, that are there, and your 5 people don't know that those other people are not yours. Right? So when they show up and there's 50 people there, they're like, wow, this is great. And they have no idea that these clients aren't yours. And also you're not going to get stuck with a big bill. If you've got, 3 or 4 other agents that you're sharing this with and the bill's $1,000, well, you each pitch in $250 and you got it done. And so that's how you can overcome that. And then there's a list of different events that you can do. And for me, what works best, what we focus on in our events, is to do stuff that people are already doing. So if they're already going to go to a baseball game, do the baseball game. If they're already going to go to the latest, greatest movie that just came out, do a movie event, right? So meet them where they're already going and what they're already doing, and meet them there. And that's the best way to find what works. Last year we did, or earlier this year, we did a house concert, and it went over great. We had about 50 people show up. We Airbnb'd a really nice house, and we had a musician from the Twin Cities come down. He's amazing, awesome storyteller. Make sure you get a storyteller. And he told awesome stories around his songs, and people were laughing and crying, and it was amazing. And then we gave them
a cool idea.
A couple of the CDs and a gift basket, or a little gift bag on the way out, and it went over great. And so now we're gonna do 4 of those a year. We're gonna do I Love Madison concert series, where we get different musicians. Some of them are gonna be house concerts. Some of them are gonna be barn concerts. Some of them are going to be countryside, just depending on like the time of the year and what we can get set up. But we're going to focus on these concerts because it's when you bring people together around music and they get inspired by the music and get emotional about the music, and then you send them home with a CD. Every time they listen to that music, they're going to think of you. And so if we hit on that emotion and bring them together for a great exclusive event, I I think we're gonna it just helps solidify our relationships with these people, and it goes back to our original why, which is, you know, we want to help people live their best life in Madison, and I feel like music is a part of that.
And who doesn't love going to a free concert? And, you know, when the weather's nice, you can bring the family, have a little picnic, and just meet other cool people. I love that. Last question, though. So going back to, I know that some people listening, they heard you recommend doing an event with other agents, and they freaked out. The fear got to them. They're like, well, wait a minute. I can't invite my clients, because then what if the other agent takes them? What if they like the other agents more than me and I lose my client? Or so-and-so says, hey, you got to work with my agent, not that schmuck. What do you say to the people that are worried about that dynamic?
You need to change your mindset. You need to believe in abundance, and you've got a fixed mindset. And with that fixed mindset, you're not going to grow. And so you need to let go of that and just trust that it's all going to work out, and that you're going to, you're going to win some and lose some, but there's so much out there to go around, and you're not a one agent or not a one client agent. You need to have a lot of clients, and a way to do that is to continue to grow raving fans that are going to continue to bring people to you. And so just focus on your client count. Don't worry about, if that were to happen, that would be horrible. But just believe that it's not going to, and that it's all going to work out if it does.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to hold you back, and then nothing good will happen if you don't do an event at all, or you do one and 3 people show up where you could have 35, I agree. Just freaking get over it. Sure, might happen. Probably won't. But, abundance. There's a million other clients out there.
That's it. The other thing, too, that comes from this is, you're going to invite, let's say you've got a database of 100 people. All right, let's keep it simple. So you got 100 people in your database. You're going to invite 100. About 10 of those are going to show up. 10 households, so maybe 20 total. All right. So about 10% are going to respond, which is about great. It's great, because if all 100 of them responded, you'd have a very expensive event. So it's great that 10 of them show up. You're going to keep your costs within reason. And then the other benefit that comes from all of this is you had great touch points with those 100 households. So if you did it right, you would have mailed to them twice. You would have called or texted them, and maybe you would have had a conversation that you otherwise wouldn't have otherwise had with them, right? And so by having those events, it gives you a reason to call them when you have no reason to call them at all, right? And so there's so much fruit that comes from having events. It's not just about the people that show up to them. It's about you being in touch with your sphere of influence.
Every time I've done an event, a client appreciation event, people show up, and when you meet them in person, or when you see them again in person, they're like, hey, I've been meaning to talk to you. We're actually thinking about, selling our place, or we're actually thinking about buying a rental property or whatever. And it's amazing what just a face-to-face interaction will inspire to happen. And it just, every time I've done it, that happens with at least one client. And had I not done the event, maybe they would have reached out, maybe not. I don't know, but that's all I know. So freaking do it. Yeah, they're powerful, and if you get them in a routine too, where you do one a quarter, and you come up with some different seasonal ones, different times a year. You can do an Easter egg hunt, you can do pumpkin patch, you can do Christmas tree farm, you can do family photos, fall family photos. There's just a list of different events that you can do, and if you put them on a calendar and just do them quarterly, that's the trick. And you gotta focus on them, and because like for us, we kind of got derailed this year because we had some new ideas, and now we're busy trying to implement those new ideas, and where we should have just stuck to our calendar. So speaking of events, you are organizing a big event in October. This is your chance to plug the big event happening in October up in Madison, Wisconsin. Plug the shit out of it, my friend.
So Agent Rise summit is going to happen October 24th and 25th in Madison. Everybody will arrive on the 23rd. We'll have a reception party that night, and the 24th and 25th will be packed full of amazing content. And you can come there, and we'll be talking about events and learning a lot more than what we're going to share on the show today. But because we only got a little bit of time to share it, but there's so much that we've done with our local events that have really helped grow our real estate team. And we're going to be talking about that. And I want agents to come and have a clear plan when they leave. And I truly believe in that agents need to have a clear plan that's congruent to them, and then stay consistent with that plan. And that's what we're going to focus on in the summit is bringing clarity to your business. We're going to have a lot of ideas, a lot of shiny objects, and a lot of new things that we're doing and that are working. But we want you to lead with that clear plan. So it's going to be an opportunity for that. It's also going to be an opportunity that's going to remind me of when we went to Salt Lake or Park City, and we were together in this beautiful mountainside home for 2 days, and like family was
with other people. It wasn't just us, Neil. It wasn't just you and me.
22 or 23 of us.
Yes. You made it sound very romantic, but there were others.
Yeah. Yeah. Brohm and I never mind. Let's move on. But yeah, it was a time where, like, it felt like we were getting together with college buddies, like it was so cool because you know everybody online, and then you get to meet them in person for the first time, and then you get to mastermind with them. And I left with like renewed hope for my business. I left with a lot of ideas, a lot of things that I need to do, and I left with clarity. And I feel like we hit the mark there, and I really want to have that happen again, and I want more to experience it. And so that's the reason why I'm putting on the summit. It's a dream of mine for 5 years now. I've dreamed of putting on something like this, and it's finally happening. So you need to get your ticket. You need to get to Madison, Wisconsin. Fall is absolutely gorgeous here in Madison in the fall, and I've got a spot. The hotel is downtown Madison, overlooking the Capitol. It's absolutely gorgeous, and we're going to be on the top floor, so it's going to have that summit feel to it. And yeah, I cannot wait. So go to neilmathwegcoaching.com/summit to get your tickets.
Awesome. And I saw the photo of the hotel, like of the venue on that website. And I was like, oh my God, because your state capital's right there. Right. And it's so cool. I've never been to Madison before. Super excited. And I'm happy to announce I will be there. I will be at the Agent Rise Summit. I'll be speaking on something, whatever Neil's like, we'll throw him a bone and let him talk about, MySpace or something. So we'll do that. But I'm proud to be part of it because I know how impactful that mastermind we did in Park City was, not just on us, the organizers, but everyone who came. Like having an intimate group is so much more powerful than 4,000 plus people at Inman or, NAR or some of these major conferences. It's all about the people you meet and being able to just talk shop and build relationships. And so how many people, how many tickets are there even?
We've got room for 50, and that's capacity of the room. So we can't go beyond that.
And there's less than that now, right?
Yeah. Yes, definitely. Yep.
Okay. Yep. So hop on it, peeps. Hop on it. I'll be there in October. Super stoked. Outside of Inman and Housing Wire's conferences, this is something I'd absolutely do if you really want to spend time sitting down with myself, Jason Frazier, Neil Mathweg, some other amazing speakers that are going to be there as well, and we can just talk shop and help you personalizing our conversations with you to help you accomplish what you're trying to do. Yeah.
And that's what I loved about Salt Lake was like when we, it was like, hey, this is what my challenge is. This is what I'm working on. How would you, based off of what we learned today, how would you implement that? Right? Like that's something that you can't do at Inman. Like you get all this notes, you get everything, and then you go back and you try to figure it all out on your own. And what we want is like figure it out now, figure it out at the summit, and let's go back with a clear plan and ready to execute. And and again, you don't get that when you're at this mega conference. You get it when you're you're amongst your peeps and amongst the mastermind.
For sure. Well, I'm excited for it. All right, Neil. So to wrap up the show, every time we have a guest on, and I don't think we did this the first time you were on the show, so this may be new to you.
I'm a little nervous. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, you should be, because it's very intimidating, and lots of gotcha questions thrown in here for sure. My goal is to become the CNN of the real estate industry.
Right.
Yes. So just some either or questions to let people get to know you a little bit. And I don't remember what I said last time. So these rapid fire questions are just to let people get to know you a little bit better. They're either or, pick one or the other. You don't need to expand on the answer. Just pick one or the other, and it's kind of fun. So, and jokes aside, no gotcha questions, unless I think of one. If I think of a good one, then you're in trouble. Yes.
The hot seat. Here we go.
Yes. Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook.
Instagram or Snapchat?
Instagram.
Book or podcast?
Podcast.
Yeah, of course. iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Love it. That is correct.
Yeah.
Alexa or Google Home?
I don't use either one.
I thought you had a flash briefing. No?
I stopped because nobody was listening.
I see. So let's talk about how you regularly quit at life, Neil. There's the gotcha question. No, I'm just kidding.
How do you quit at life?
Yeah, a flash briefing is a totally different beast. Like it's a lot harder to grow an audience with a flash briefing.
Right. And that's what I just felt like. It was like when I wanted to launch the flash briefing and I wanted to launch a YouTube channel, and so I'm like, well, I'll just do both of them because I couldn't decide. And so I decided to drop the flash briefing and go all in on the YouTube channel.
Love it. Can't fault you for that.
Yeah.
Burgers or pizza?
Oh my! I gotta go burgers. Yeah.
New York or LA?
Never been to either one, but I really want to go to New York, so it's got to be New York.
What, you've never been to New York or LA?
No, dude, I'm a Midwest boy. I don't get out much. I got to get on it.
Seriously? Well,
Yeah.
I didn't go to New York. My first time in New York City was 2017. Yeah, was it May? Yeah, May of 2017, or was it 18? Maybe it was 2018 for Gary Vee's VoiceCon.
Okay.
But yeah, that was last year. So, shit, dude. Wow, a lot's happened since. I've been back twice since, but New York, man, love that city.
I know. I want to get there.
We'll get you there.
Yeah.
The Twins or the Brewers?
Oh yeah, baby. Brew Crew all the way.
Oh wait, the Twins aren't even in Wisconsin, are they?
No, they're in Minnesota, and really, it's like we kind of like Minnesota too because they're in the AL and we're in the NL. But if it would have been like the question would have been like Brewers or Cubs, oh,
that would throw you off the rails.
oh man, I could. I don't hate much in the world, but I could officially say that I hate the Cubs.
Oh, I thought you were saying that you like both of them and you'd have a hard time picking. Okay.
No, there's this like, yeah, like my sister's dating a Cubs fan right now, and I just, he's a great guy, but man, I just don't look at him the same.
But he has an obvious mental flaw.
Yeah.
So you were just sitting back cringing and like gritting your teeth and swearing under your breath when the Cubs were winning the World Series then, weren't you?
Yeah, that was a hard time in my
You were
life.
just the bitter asshole that could not celebrate someone else's success. Like,
right. And I have there's a lot of Cubs fans in our area, and so I have a lot of really good friends of mine that are Cubs fans, and it was a really hard time. Like I was happy for them, but I was so pissed inside.
I love it.
Yeah.
So baseball or football?
Baseball. I can't believe I said that, but yeah, I'm a huge baseball fan.
Yeah. All right. At least you know.
Yep.
Mountains or beach?
Beach.
I like it. We need a good mountain beach.
Yeah.
Jackson Hole has a decent, beach on Jackson Lake, kind of. It's just freezing cold, but Now, are we in a real estate bubble or no bubble?
Oh, we are in a real estate bubble. Yes.
Okay. Podcast or vlog?
This is a tough one for me because I believe in both of them. But I'm going to have to go with podcast.
Love it. YouTube or Facebook Live?
Well, okay, here I got a rule around this. Are you going for social engagement or are you going for searchable?
Whatever the hell you feel like.
Right? So if you're going for can I say both? Because if I'm going for social engagement, I want Facebook Live. But if I'm going for searchable, I want to go do YouTube.
Yes, and great distinction because you need to know what your strategy is and what you're trying to accomplish, and that's very important.
Yes.
Very important.
Whew.
Uber or Lyft?
Uber, because I've never used Lyft.
Really? A little pink mustache? I don't even know if they have those anymore, but Gary V or Grant Cardone?
Gary V. I respect them both, but I like Gary V.
Easy. Frazier or Brohm?
Well, because I'm on your show, it's Brohm.
You're a smart man, Neil. Love it. And all right, so anyone listening that maybe is not familiar with you yet, where could they find you? How can they connect with you, link up with you on social, and find out more about how they can download your wisdom into their brain?
I think the best way, obviously you can listen to the Agent Rise podcast, but I've just begun doing a masterclass every Thursday night, and you can find that at agentontherise.com. And join me every Thursday night. It gives you a lot of insight to what I teach. You'll walk away with a ton of knowledge, and maybe my coaching program is the right fit for you. So again, the agentontherise.com. Love it.
Neil, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you sharing your expertise on doing local events because you've done a lot of them in a lot of different contexts. And so, yeah. And guys, remember, go to agentrisesummit.com. That is the URL, right?
Oh, it's Neil Mathweg Coaching. Actually, why don't we just say agentrisesummit.com and I'll get that URL set up.
Well, let's make sure it's available. Let's GoDaddy this thing because that would suck. Let's see. I'm going to GoDaddy this thing right now for you.
I think it is. I was going to do that.
But otherwise, they could go to neilmathwegcoaching.com.
Yep, neilmathwegcoaching.com/summit.
Cool. Agent Rise Summit. I'm checking GoDaddy. It is available, so I'm going to buy it and sell it back to you.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
I'll flip it and make $9.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to be there. And when is that again, the dates?
It's October 23rd through the 25th. The summit itself is the 24th and 25th.
Awesome. I am super, super excited. I love fall, and it looks like Madison in the fall looks like one of the most beautiful places. So I'm excited. Thank you for the invite and for putting your whole career at risk by even having me there. So thanks to you for that.
That's awesome. I appreciate you, bro, man. This is awesome. I love what you're doing on this show, and super excited for the summit to hang out with you again. It's been 2-3 years since I've seen you.
I think so. I think it has.
Yeah.
Was Park City really the last time?
I think so. I can't think of another time.
I can't either.
Yeah.
Crazy. But again, social media, you feel like you are hanging out with people when you're talking to them, and it's crazy. It's a wild world.
Yeah.
Neil, thanks so much, man. Talk to you soon.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
If any of that resonated with you and made you think, yes, I've got to do it, please, for me, do it. Put an action plan together and start moving towards making it happen. Okay, that is what differentiates the agents that win and the agents that have to leave the business and can't survive for more than a year or two. It's the ones that really put in a crap load of work and keep rolling with the punches and making adjustments and making it happen. They take action and do it. All right. So please, for me, take action on what you learned today. If it resonated with you and you want to add it to your strategy or to start doing events yourself, please do it. Okay, we mentioned the Massive Agent Society up front. This is a reminder. Look, the Massive Agent Society is my coaching program, and but I'm also building a nationwide or a worldwide team of agents with eXp Realty. So if you are looking for ways that we can work together, that we can team up, that you can be coached directly by me, and that we could actually work together in the industry, I strongly ask you to consider joining eXp Realty on my team, work with me, and as a result, you'll get free lifetime membership to the Massive Agent Society, because I want you to have the tools you need to succeed. And to find out if EXP, if you're just hearing about it now, or you don't, or I mean, most people have heard about it, but they just haven't given it an honest look. I get it. Okay. You're busy. If you're one of those people that you're like, you know what, I should at least give it an honest look and see what Dustin's so freaking fired up about all the time, you can do one or two things. Reach out to me. I'd be glad to have a conversation with you. Or if you just want to do it at your own pace, just go to massiveagentpodcast.com/EXP and click play. Reach out with questions afterwards. And if it fits you and what you're trying to do, we'd love to have you on the team. Love to add you to the coaching programs and start helping to build your business in your market and elsewhere. We mentioned on last week's show that our Massive Agent gear store is now open. You can find that at massiveagentpodcast.com/store, where you can get Massive Agent swag, the t-shirts and hats and socks and freaking iPhone cases and baby onesies and everything that you've seen on our Instagram stories. You can get at massiveagentpodcast.com/store. And now until the end of it's not January, the end of July, till July 31st, for every item you buy and you post a photo and you tag us in it, okay, of each item, is an entry to win a $2,000 value annual membership to the Massive Agent Society. Yep. A 1-year membership to the society that's a $2,000 value for buying a t-shirt and sharing it on social media. Not a bad deal, so hop on that ASAP. Lastly, if you have been enjoying the show, if you've been receiving value from the show, first off, thank you so much for listening and supporting. Please help us to share the word. Help us to spread the word and let other agents know, whether that's in your office or other agents you're just connected with on social media or in Facebook groups you may be a part of. Help us to share the good word of this show. Share an episode with them, and then leave us a review. Leave us a review on iTunes, especially. It's so freaking easy to do on your phone. You can, and here's a quick shortcut. Just go to massiveagentpodcast.com/review. And on your iPhone, it takes you right to the iTunes, Apple Podcast thing. Put in the number of stars. The correct answer is 5, by the way. And then a little review and hit submit. And that helps us out tremendously and helps us to attract even better guests in the future. So thank you so much for giving back, and we will continue to give to you. Enjoy your weekend. Go sell some homes. Go close some loans. Take care.